Sue, like, please get cheeseburgers and beer with us, like, please. What's up, everybody? My name's Nick.
My name's Josh.
And we're here to give you
a reality check.
Period.
So today, we are going to be talking about the season 47 premiere of Survivor. Ooh, what are we feeling? What are we thinking?
One of my favorite premiere episodes in a long time, actually.
It was good.
It was really good. Really, really good. Season 47 is not wasting any money on budget, cameras, the angles. Like, I just want to say, before this goes any further, the cinematography, camera work, quality of shots this season already has blown past seasons completely out of the water. If you're a fan of shows like Survivor, Big Brother, RuPaul's Drag Race, The Challenge, or anything reality TV competition related, we're your new best friends, okay?
Yes,
so
we are.
Hop squat, hang out for a while. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this.
They said professional videography.
Yeah.
To the T. That drone shot of the first reward challenge of Kyle running through the woods, I literally had, my beard was sticking. It started sticking up a little. Can you feel it? It's
I
sticking.
actually just got chills.
Yeah, no, it was incredible.
And so Survivor 47, it starts, they're on the beach, they're broken up into their tribes, and Jeff goes, welcome, come with me. Jeff never moves from his mat.
No.
So immediately we both went.
They said, we're going for a walk.
Yeah, like, and we were both like, what is about to happen? And these brand new, fresh to the beach newbies are thrust into their first reward challenge.
Their first reward challenge, yes.
Yeah.
They're going for the flint and steel. They got to get the machete.
One of the most important things.
Of course.
Is flint.
If you don't have flint, you don't have fire. If you don't fire, how are you going to survive? Oh, well, first let's break down the tribes.
Yeah.
The blue tribe is Tuku. The red tribe is Lavo. The yellow tribe is Gata.
Not lava. I have a bone to pick with Survivor production. You're going to give us a red colored tribe and name them one letter away from the word lava, molten lava. Sickening.
Not only is it named Lavo, but the captions, the automated captions are saying lava. So now I'm going, is it lava? Is it lava? But when we get to that first challenge and we see everybody going, I thought that the blue tribe was looking strong.
Blue really had a lot of kind of head first.
Yes.
Attack.
Yes.
Attack the challenge type of.
I didn't think that red was going to pull through. I didn't really think the yellow was going to pull through. Gata came back. They run the reward.
Yeah.
I was shocked. They didn't really have that much strong players. Seeing Sam, he's the biggest one in the tribe. You saw Andy, he definitely has some strength, but
this is a very small cast. We were talking about this, and I looked over him and I said, is Sue really short, or is everybody on Tuku gigantic? So the reward challenge ends. That first reward challenge, we have Gata, the yellow tribe, places first, and then that's it. Only one winner in this tribe. The other two tribes are better known as
SOL
the
losers.
The losers.
No flint, no machete, no nothing.
Do you like when they immediately start right with the challenge?
I don't know, because do
you like challenges in the beginning or not?
No, I like it when I know. I'm getting there. I like it when they have challenges at the beginning, when I know what to expect. And I
like to know them a little bit.
Exactly. I like to know them a little bit. I want to get some personality because we're running right into a challenge. They don't know. They said, let's give us.
I love that. It's like, welcome to Survivor. There's Jeff on the mat.
They go, bam.
Let's go. Woo! Survivor, especially now with the game being way shorter.
Yeah.
The new era of Survivor.
That fast-paced game.
It's got to be fast. You got it. You get... it's like how my dad taught us how to swim. We got thrown into the pool.
Yeah, well, you gotta.
There's no baby steps. There's no getting to know you. Get in there, work together, and get it done. And I love that. It's how Survivor is played. The last thing I want to say about the reward challenge is that I want to throw major props out there to the ladies.
Yes.
Specifically one lady who has captured my heart.
Both of our hearts.
Miss Sue Smay walks up to these gigantic puzzle blocks, throws it over her shoulder, and starts going.
Sprinted.
There was not, at least not that I saw, another woman that carried a piece that way by themselves.
And that quickly. She was She was the
gone!
first. She was
gone
when all 6 people went into the woods. She wasn't the first woman. She was the first person that came out.
Yeah,
and she's the oldest woman
she's the
there.
oldest one there.
My hat is off to her.
Yeah,
she is blowing my mind right now. We are, as we already said, Sue Smay stands. Yeah. Coming back to the reward challenge real quick, noticing how Sue was an icon. Soon she kind of blew us out of the water. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you noticed, but I was keeping eyes on the guys. I wanted to see who was kind of giving that little extra. Mm-hmm. TK didn't give it to me.
I was not impressed by a lot of the men. I will be honest with you. This seems like a very female heavy, powerful woman season, which I said in our first episode that I wanted to see.
You did.
So I'm super excited to see the ladies kind of, taking the forefront and taking charge on those physical things, because women are strong too. So that first challenge, Yada came out on top, and the other two just couldn't
get the cookie.
That's how the cookie what?
That's how the cookie crumbles. Yes.
Crumbles, just like Andy, but we'll get to that.
Oh, we will get to
will get to you,
Andy.
Immediately after the reward challenge, Jeff tells us that 2 people from the losing tribes are going to be sent on a journey.
Spooky season.
Both Asia and TK were selected, or they volunteered to go to this journey for their tribes, which bold move to volunteer for a journey. Episode 1. I do feel like if you're gonna volunteer for a journey, episode 1 is the time to do it. Survivor, everybody's excited, adrenaline, they'll kind of write it off as that. And they were headed down to the beach where they found out that they were going to be competing against each other for the supplies.
I like the journeys. We get to know them a little bit more. We got to learn Asia. We learn Asia. We learn TK. Not too much, but enough. Exactly. Yeah. I thought that Asia was going to come out on top. And, she was looking for the keys.
I will say props to Asia for getting in there. Whereas in the past, there's usually an opportunity for one person or everybody involved in the journey to earn something. But this was the first time we've seen a head-to-head journey. What did you think?
I liked it for what it was giving us. Yeah. It wasn't just like boom, 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 boom. You had to go from point A and then maybe you had to backtrack.
It was longer. I liked that it had more length to it.
I liked how they're incorporating a lot of water right off the bat. Yeah. The last key was in the water, and I don't know, Asia tried to pull a little sneaky move, and I just felt like... I love it. No, I was here for the sneaky move. But, if you're going to, rip it out of his hand, do something, get it. If you're going to get it. Get it. You're fighting for your tribe right now, and I feel like, she thought about it, and then she didn't do it, and then she was like, okay, I'm going to try to get it, and then TK was like, girl, what are you doing? And then he, took it, and he, rightfully so, he was there, but... To be honest, it would have been really nice to see them fight for the key from the water, and then whoever gets it first.
Oh, 100%.
That would have been cool.
I would love that. I like that they're making the castaways get their hands dirty right off the bat.
Yes.
So they know this is not going to be an easy, 26-day vacation in Fiji. You're going to have to work for everything you earn. And unfortunately for Asia, she did not work hard enough.
She couldn't pull through.
Do you think that Asia coming back empty-handed is now eyes are gonna turn towards her? What do you think's gonna? How do you think that plays out with the tribe dynamic?
So at first, of course, you come back empty-handed, and your tribe is really hoping. Number one, she volunteered, and she was the only volunteer.
Yeah.
For the blue tribe, they had 3 volunteers that wanted to do it, and they rock paper. For somebody like Asia. Off the bat, you can tell she's a social player.
Super sweet,
super nice, super comforting. Yes, welcoming. If I was on the Lavo tribe, I would definitely gravitate towards Asia. Yeah. So for her specifically, I don't think it did anything to her game.
No.
Luckily for her, she had another tribe member who knows who she is.
Yeah.
Teeny knows her already. That was going to be
what I was going to say. The crazy thing too is that a lot of the times in Survivor, to have things go your way, you have to be a little sneaky. You have to kind of bend and, jazz up the truth. But Asia did the exact opposite. She told 100% the truth, gave her tribe the full tea, was like, I didn't get it, and I'm sorry, and I hope that it, doesn't work out, whatever. But everybody was like, girl,
it's okay.
It happens, you know, whatever. For those of you who don't know, Asia is a popular reality TV podcaster.
Yes.
primarily covers Survivor. That's her favorite. That's the one that she kind of has been popularized for.
Mm-hmm.
And Teeny, the second that she gets back from the journey, is like,
girl, I know you.
I know who you are.
Yeah.
But luckily for Asia, Teeny, and I believe this, I don't think Teeny right now is going to use it to blow up Asia's game. Whereas it could.
It could very much blow up her game.
Immediately the second that Asia is no longer servicing and, like bettering Teeny's position in the game, oh my God, it would be so smart. But then if Teeny waits too long, oh, well, you were holding on to this information.
Why were you lying to us?
Little, teeny little,
you sneaky little, teeny little, sneaky teeny, and not a martini.
Not a martini.
No, a sour teeny. Oh.
No, I personally, I will say that Teeny and Asia are two of my favorites.
I like
their combo together.
Yes. Let's switch just a little bit. The Beware advantages. How do you feel about the players that were searching for the Beware advantages? There was Rome and there was Gabe. No advantage for the yellow tribe yet, just blue and red. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings?
I love the incorporation of the Beware advantage. I will say I think that in the new era, that's one of my favorite additions because with power comes responsibility. So I do think that, and that's a common theme in Survivor, is these people who are in power positions are often met with these circumstances of consequence. So I think that the Beware advantage is really, really amazing. Do I think that searching for the Beware advantage on day one is a good thing? No.
Bad move.
Do I think that the way Gabe found it, the unit Survivor wanted Gabe to have that advantage? The way that it was just placed in front of him.
Yes.
And I don't mean Survivor as in production. I mean like Survivor Games. The universe wanted Gabe to have that idol. Rome, I honestly think Rome tanked his game. Yeah.
I thought that Gabe was doing well. He got the advantage. He did the steps to do it. You get a box, you open the box, and it says like, blah, 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 blah. Here's a clue to
it's a jack in a box.
Jack in a box, jack in a box, jack in a box.
It's like a Russian nesting.
No, it literally is. And the further you get, the better it goes.
Yeah.
The further you go, the better it gets.
Yeah.
So Gabe finds it. He opens a scroll, and it basically says you can take this immunity idol, and it is good for one tribal, or you can put it in the box, and you can go for a new clue, and you can get an advantage or an immunity idol that is good for 3 tribal councils.
Yeah.
He
more
decides
risk, more reward.
Or more risk, more reward. He decides to go for it. But
period.
Honestly,
what would you do?
I would go for it.
Oh, 100%.
100. What is the first? The
go
odds
big or go home.
You have a 33% chance of going to tribal for the first time because it's 3 tribes.
Okay, math.
So he goes for it. He does his thing, but he tries to hide the box. And usually you would think that maybe you want to like dig it somewhere or like. Why did you climb a mountain?
For those of you who didn't see the episode, it was not like a ring box. It was like a crate, a small crate,
like a milk carton that the milkman would bring. That's the size it was.
Crate. Like it would fit easily like a pair of shoes sized box. And this man, instead of keeping it in the hole that it was buried in, so nice and neatly,
which you would think would be easy to do, it's already
just put
in there.
Some leaves on it. Decides to pretty much catapult it up a mountain.
Yeah. And then it tumbles right back down.
Yeah.
And while that's happening, his tribe isn't that far away.
Yeah.
They can hear everything that's going on. Like, if I was the blue tribe, I'd be like, that literally can't be... It can't be really anything. What is it going to be?
Yeah.
But transitioning this to Rome... Gabe, you are Zeus.
You are a gold star compared to how Rome handled his idol finding.
I don't know what Rome thinks he's doing right now, but he, like you said before, he's tanking his game.
Yeah. He not only it's not even for me that he necessarily tanked his game. He tanked his ability to even play the game and even begin to make relationships.
Agreed.
Like
Would you trust him?
No. Oh my God. Sneaky, stink, stank, stunk. Like, no.
Sneaky Marie.
Sneak, snucks, whatever. No, Sneaky Anna. Like, no.
Rome's going home.
Rome, he's happy.
Going back to Rome.
Yeah, like, Rome wasn't built in a day, but your game was ended in one. Like, baby, you're done. You are done. Again, kudos to production here. The incorporation of the new ways that they are uncovering the clues pouring the water on the log.
Iconic.
I literally felt like I was watching Mission Impossible, or like what is the one with Nicolas Cage with the Declaration of
Treasure Hunt.
Independence?
National Treasure.
National Treasure.
Treasure Hunt.
So cool. Really, I love that they're still finding new ways to make idol hunting exciting.
That was cool.
I am still wary of Gabe. I don't know how to read him yet. I think that he is really there to win.
Definitely there to win.
And I feel like he's kind of like, I'll do anything to get there type of person, which you love to see on Survivor, but not when he's getting close to my girl Sue. And if you're getting close to my girl Sue and you're going to backstab her, Gabe, we're going to have an issue. I mean,
I agree. This is Survivor, mama.
Who's standing out to you right away? Now that we have gotten a little bit of the dynamics, we've seen a little bit from each three of the tribes. Who are you like, I hope they go far. I want them on my screen for one more month. Like, who?
Like my top 3, or like what do we feel? Just
like
one
overall,
from each tribe, or
like who just stood out to you? Who?
Obviously Sue, but like
right, we love Sue.
we since we first saw the cast drop, we've been standing Sue. Yeah. Like we are here for Sue. We want Sue to go to the end. So obviously Sue. Teeny's sticking out to me.
Teeny, yes.
Asia's sticking out to me.
Yes.
Tiana, I know we haven't talked that much about Tiana right now.
She did eat a worm.
And shout out for being the first Hawaiian to be on Survivor.
Yes.
That's cool.
That's amazing.
That's different.
I love that. I love that. Which is crazy because it's a show on
about islands. No, literally.
I feel like it's like a dead obvious choice.
I agree. Who has stood out to you the most?
I will say I agree, Teeny. Teeny is working so hard, but it feels so natural.
So natural.
So natural. Like, if I was out at a bar and I didn't know Teeny, I feel like I would want to approach them and hang out with them.
I agree.
Like, they just give me that energy of, like, so easy to talk to. They feel so non-judgmental and, like, just, like, happy to be there.
I agree.
I also loved their hoodie crew neck that they had on. It had 3 geese on it.
It was so cute.
So silly. I loved it.
Did not like those scarecrow pants.
I thought they were kind of cool. I love the
hated them.
We were given a pair from each tribe.
Yes.
We have Teeny and Asia
yep.
in the Lavo tribe, and then we have Sue and Gabe in the Tuku tribe, and then we have Annika and what's the other girl's name? Annika and Sierra. Was it Sierra?
Sierra.
And Annika and Sierra from the Gada tribe. I think that's actually more of a throuple. It's
the girls.
The girls.
Rachel, the girls are Annika, the girls in Gada are
and Sam. It's kind of a foursome.
It is. Ooh. Like I had a lot of expectations for Sam, at least like from I don't know.
I think Sam is doing a great job. I think
he's just float. He's as he said, every team needs the glue guy. And he very much is being the glue guy. He's just trying to appease everybody.
Because you know what? On that tribe, if you line them all up, Sam is the most intimidating looking one.
Oh, for
sure. Which is not saying a lot. I will say I think he's being really smart to kind of let the women take the lead and let them feel like they're kind of running the show.
Agreed.
Because it could very quickly turn into, well, Sam's the biggest guy. We got to get rid of him.
Yeah. Alrighty. Enough about the tribes. You know, we've been talking about them a lot. We need to take a moment to talk on the first challenge.
This disaster fire.
Disaster.
A dumpster fire of a first immunity challenge.
You got to paddle to 3 chests. Yeah,
we've seen this in Survivor.
Exactly.
The canoe chest grab.
Yeah, the canoe chest grab.
I feel like a canoe is one of the most chemistry necessity. You need to trust everybody in your canoe, and you need to know like when to properly communicate. And 2 of our tribes were not successful at that. And like not successful like the Titanic.
Bad.
It was the Titanic.
They literally capsized multiple. First of all, they get into their canoes. Why is Yellow drifting away? They're just going the opposite direction. I was like, Yellow, what are you doing? Blue and Red, Lavo and Tuku are doing well. You know, they're getting their chests.
From what nobody assumed after their demonstration in the reward challenge, Lavo, a beautifully executed, like they go whitewater rafting every weekend.
No, literally, they ate down that challenge. Shout out Saul, because Saul single-handedly, Daddy jumps off, goes to the platform, single-handedly grabs those chests and puts it onto their canoe.
And they're big.
They are huge
they're
chests.
like hope chests. Like they're like treasure chests.
Yes.
Lavo, no issues, right to the beach.
Right to the beach.
The other two,
they capsize, and then they try to get in, and then they capsize, and they try to get in, and then they capsize, and we're like, what? Like, what are you actually doing right now? And
in this misshapen, basically wooden rectangle.
Yeah.
It's not even really a canoe.
Like,
A canoe is putting it lightly. Like they capsized, I audibly gasped.
Yeah.
When Tuku capsizes first.
We were distraught.
And I went, oh no! And then immediately after Gata capsizes, I went, oh my god! Like they died. And Jeff is up on the side, like, you wanted Survivor!
Here's Survivor!
You gotta dig!
After they get through, they
finally all get to the beach.
Yeah, they finally all get to the beach. They're all there. Lavo's done. Lavo is done before Gata and Tuku get to the beach. So
one of the quickest puzzles I've seen in a while. It was like, boom.
They unpack the puzzle, they pan, and then they pan back, and the puzzle's completely finished.
Yeah. So, Lavo, blowout win. They are done their puzzle before Tuku and Gata even open their pieces.
Yeah.
It's a back and forth at first between Tuku and Gata. It's a typical Survivor, kind of edit. And, they're back and forth. Tuku ends up pulling out second to secure their immunity for the night. So no tribal council for Tuku, no tribal council for Lavo. When they were pulling these chests up the beach, there was not a single sense of urgency from any of these people. They pulled the chest up and they were all like, okay, well, now what? But you know who was at the front of the boat, under the net, lifting the net and pulling the boat? Sue May was at the front of the boat. The 59-year-old woman has freaking TK and
Gabe.
Gabe.
Where was Kyle?
Where was Strowman? Sue's up at the front of the boat, like, oh, the fallen winter, and like, bruh. So that's all I'll say. Is that
Sue is hauling ass.
Is that again? The women of Survivor 47 are putting these men to shame. Well, no. During the challenge.
Yeah, this is exactly where I'm going. All you see is Andy slowly walk.
The edit. Survivor's so shady.
They slowly walk and they go to like he's losing
like he's
eyesight.
Like drunk.
No, like he's drunk or he's having like heat exhaustion. He's going to faint or something. Like he just has a moment and just lays down. Just it was like I gave it everything I can. I gave it all. Jeff runs over to him and it was like, "Are you okay? Do we need anything?" And then he's like, "I gave it everything, Jeff. I gave it everything." And then he goes, "Medical." You would actually have thought that Andy was going to get evac'd right there because he was having such an episode.
Yeah.
All in all, he was having a mini panic attack.
He was having a moment. And I will say, before we look, it was nuts.
It was crazy.
But what I want to say is that you can obviously tell that this kid was going through something that was completely unrelated.
Fighting demons.
To Survivor. The initial, relationship building dynamics where he's had issues with in the past have been brought up.
Yes.
And instead of, channeling that into the challenge, he kind of let it crumble him, I think, a little bit. So
agreed.
I want to put that out there, that we feel for him, and imposter syndrome is a real thing, and I think that kind of got the better of him in this moment.
I mean...
However, what the I was embarrassed watching. I was actually like Jeff is bent over you, are you okay? And you're like, I gave it everything I got.
I love you, Jeff.
Yeah, I love you, Jeff.
I love you, Andy. It is now on my bucket list to get an I love you from Jeff.
Oh.
All I gotta say.
I want to make out with Jeff.
It's a lot.
And you think that's where it can't get any worse. Jeff kind of Jeff is such a pot stirrer. He is a pot stirrer. He incites what's the emotion there, Andy? What are you feeling? Like a therapist.
Yeah, no, he's trying to pull it out of you.
And instead of just being, if I was Andy in that moment, I'd be like, I'm just feeling really overwhelmed. The dynamics and the relationships of the game are a lot more intimidating than I was expecting.
Yeah.
But Andy decides he has a little bit more in store for everybody.
Yeah, he goes, John here is my best friend, and if I'm being honest, I was just going to make something up and throw him under the bus. Gag. When I tell you, we both immediately snapped our necks and looked at each other like, What did this? Like, I genuinely was like, that man just lost his game. He's done. Is either I thought he was going to quit.
I literally have in my notes right here, after he woke Rachel up in the middle of the night and was having another moment before the immunity challenge, I have in my notes, Andy quit, ? Because I felt like it was just bubbling to a point where he was like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
And you know what? We don't condone quitting on this show, as you know, thousands of people apply every year to give up your spot like that. I don't mess with that. But sometimes Survivor is just not for people.
True.
It just isn't. And I think that's where, like, I thought this was going. But he ends up sticking it out, and they crumble in the immunity challenge and end up losing. But even after all that, John, I will say kudos to John at first. He handled himself very well.
Yes, he did.
If that was me, I'd be like,
who the F are you? Get out of here, blah, blah, blah.
It would not be pretty. It would
not at all.
Pretty. And then John fumbles the bag.
John fumbles the bag hard. You know, they get back to their tribes. And John's just trying to petition. And I get it because his name is brought up. But now he's worried. He's having a little bit of anxiety, as anybody whose name is brought up would.
Right.
But, you know,
he overcompensated.
There are two directions to go. There's go with the majority, talk with them, and, like, figure it out. Or you do what John did and you tank yourself.
Right.
Ride the Andy wave, dude.
He's holding a neon sign, vote me out.
Yeah.
And instead of, you know, keeping that sign plugged in, John decides to walk up and unplug the sign.
He didn't only unplug it. He unplugged it, ripped it from the wall, and smashed it on the ground.
Having those conversations, I think, is important. But then he goes back to Andy and starts to get on this convoluted Annika train.
She was the one who was setting up camp for everybody. She was ready to go.
Yeah.
Why are you trying?
Not the time.
Not the time. You can tell that Annika, Rachel, and Sierra are a tight three.
Yeah.
There was no breaking that up. You were not swaying one versus. What was your plan? To get a tie vote? Like, you weren't going to get one of the girls to go. So I'm just trying to figure out, you know, John's like, I want to go. If I'm going to go out first, I'm going to go out swinging with a big move.
If he really wanted to spin it, I would have gone for Rachel, personally. Because Andy pulled her aside. They had that night chat.
They painted it that Rachel is potentially going to go home with that.
Yeah. So I would have maybe picked a different person. The second that John started with the strategy, I looked over at Josh and I said, John's going home. Tribal Council, the actual building, absolutely beautiful.
It is beautiful.
They walk into Tribal, and I always get, like, kind of chills when
we love the new setup.
They dip their torches, and, you know,
we are now in the game.
And, like, I literally feel like I need to, like, say it there. And I'm like, this is where for me the game really starts.
Oh, for sure.
Like, Tribal Council to me is the culmination of all your hard work throughout the entirety of the game. Like, this is where the chips fall.
Yeah.
Survivor 47, episode 1, claims its first victim of a torch snuff, John Lovett.
I'm so sorry, John.
And it is upsetting. I do think, like you were saying, that I expected him to have a little bit more of a presence as somebody who has been a very vocal fan of the game. And John, I think, is the ultimate reason that John went home.
Yeah. I mean, he did it to himself.
Just riding the wave and being like, oh my God, that Andy guy is so crazy. You know, he went, oh my God, Annika, like, we got to get her. What?
Who's the lowest ranked player for you? Obviously, you're going to have a list, top to bottom. For me, my bottom 3 ranked right now are definitely going to be Andy, Rome. I'm so sorry that I'm even going to say this because I really do like you right now, Gabe.
Okay.
I'm going to say Gabe.
So you picked the 3 people that 2 of those people have advantages.
2 of those people have advantages.
Does that play a part into it?
No, it might. Maybe it's the edit. You know, blame it on the edit.
I think we are getting a little bit of a shiesty edit for Gabe.
For sure.
Kind of like a swindler almost edit. I feel that kind of.
I just didn't like that whole mountain scene of him running. Like, I obviously liked him talking to TK and bringing TK in, and like TK and Sue know that Gabe has the immunity. They know.
Yeah, they know something's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Gabe really fumbled a moment of trust and relationship building with TK.
Yep.
Because TK even said it in his confessional was, you weren't going to tell me if I didn't catch you.
Yeah.
And in that moment, if I was Gabe, I would have been like, look.
This is the tea.
Here's what it is. I found a clue, a beware advantage. This is the key. Help me get it. We'll use it together. Gabe is kind of planting the seeds for mistrust.
Yeah.
With his fellow tribe mates, unfortunately.
I agree.
Yeah. Obviously, Andy has ruffled some feathers.
Yeah, I'm not liking Andy.
But here's the thing, is I don't not like Andy. I think that these kind of insecurities and things that he's bringing up, if he had done them in a more, well, obviously you can't control when you have anxiety, whatever.
True.
However, if he could have taken himself out of the game for a moment and figured out how to use these insecurities, and he tried to with Rachel be vulnerable with people.
He did
in a way that isn't waking somebody up at 3 a.m. and looking shady as hell. I think it really could have drawn people to him. A moment of weakness often creates really strong bonds.
I mean, we saw it last season. Ben was having night terrors. Kenzie was comforting him.
It's the reason he was brought to Final Tribal.
It was the reason he was brought to Final Tribal. But the thing for me is that it wasn't a situation where the majority, yeah, exactly. It very much was giving shady, and not shady and like you're acting sneaky nasty. It's just like, why are you I don't know. The whole situation just didn't paint well.
Yeah, it didn't
paint well.
Yeah, my bottom 3 players at the moment are based solely on like how they're playing thus far. I try not to like base off of people's personalities this early because we don't really know a lot about them yet.
True.
So my bottom 3, the players that I'm like vibing with the least, Rome is down there just based on how he navigated the idol. We talked about that. My second low one is going to be Kyle. My final one that I really just haven't been able to connect with yet is Sam. I think that he has a really unique opportunity where both of the men, one of which has already been voted off, are not super strong players. And I don't even mean strong like, Andy's a big guy. He's a strong guy.
He's got a lot of physical strength.
I mean competently strong, strategically strong. So Sam could really cement himself. So Survivor 47, episode 1 claims its first victim of a torch snuff, John Lovett.
I am sad to see John go this early just because I'm going to be honest. I did see him making it a little bit further than the first episode. I don't know if it's just because of the way that they were producing it and they were doing the promos, but I mean, it is what it is. All right, everybody, you will be able to catch us next week to watch the second episode of Survivor on September 25th. We will be here. You know, we're going to do what we're going to have to do. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and make sure that you follow, subscribe, and you guys come here, take a seat, come on in, listen, view, and I don't know. You got anything else to add there? You want to redo it?
I think you actually did everything. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.